Breaking news from Las Vegas, and folks, this is getting spicy. The condo market isn't just showing cracks, it's showing Grand Canyon-sized fissures. Right now, over 2,300 condos are sitting unsold across the Las Vegas Valley. That's a 60% surge from last year. These aren't just statistics on a boring spreadsheet. This is a full-blown market earthquake happening in real time. And if you own a condo in Vegas or you're thinking about buying one, you need to hear what's really going on. The median price for condos has slipped to $370,000, but that number is about as honest as a poker player's face. Properties that used to sell faster than cocktails on a Friday night are now sitting on the market for 2 months, 3 months, some even longer. In March of 2025 alone, there were 2,240 units available, representing nearly 4 months of supply. In a healthy market, you want to see about 2 months. 4 months? That's a red banner the size of the Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas sign. If you want to stay updated on major real estate developments like this, make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell. Because unlike the casino, I'm actually giving you the real odds here. Now let's be clear. We're not seeing a catastrophic collapse like 2008. Not yet anyway. But what we are seeing is a significant cooling in a market segment that has historically been the canary in the coal mine for broader real estate troubles. The condo market in Las Vegas has always been the first domino to show weakness. When things went bad in 2008, condos crashed first and crashed hardest. Some properties lost 70% of their value. Entire buildings went into foreclosure. Those same early warning patterns are emerging. Let's get into what's really putting pressure on this market, because understanding these factors is crucial whether you're a buyer, seller, or investor. First, HOA fees are absolutely crushing condo owners right now. You buy a unit at Palms Place or Trump Tower, then you realize you're paying $800 to $1,600 every single month just in HOA fees. That's up to $19,200 a year before you even pay your mortgage, property taxes, or insurance. At some buildings, these fees have jumped 20 to 30% in just the last 2 years. But it gets worse. Special assessments are hammering owners left and right. Buildings that were thrown up during the boom years are now showing their age. The Ogden needs elevator repairs. Boom, $5,000 per unit. Allure needs roof work, another $8,000. These bills just show up. You get a notice that says pay up or face a lien. And in Nevada, that lien can lead to foreclosure faster than you can imagine. Let me tell you about Nevada's Homeowners Association foreclosure laws, because this absolutely shocks people. Your HOA can literally foreclose on your property for missing just a few months of fees. And here's the part that sounds like I'm making it up. Their lien takes priority over your mortgage. You could owe $400,000 on your mortgage, be completely current on those payments, but miss $2,000 in HOA fees, and the association can sell your condo at auction. The mortgage lender gets nothing. This isn't theoretical. Notices of default related to HOA liens are up 28% year over year in the Valley as of early 2025. When you combine high HOA fees with special assessments, rising insurance costs, and mortgage payments at 6 to 7% interest rates, you can see why some owners are throwing in the towel. The high-rise market is getting hit especially hard. In September of 2024, only 39 condos sold in all the major strip towers combined. Meanwhile, there were 494 units for sale. At that sales pace, it would take over a year to clear the current inventory, and that's if nobody else listed their unit. The Signature at MGM Grand used to be the hot investment property. Now units are sitting for months with multiple price reductions. Trump Tower is seeing price cuts of $50,000 to $100,000. And still, buyers are scarce. Even Palms Place, which allows short-term rentals, cannot move inventory like it used to. In July of 2024, they sold just 4 units. The rental market that was supposed to save these investors is collapsing too. Vacancy rates have shot up to nearly 10% valley-wide. That's almost double what it was in 2022. All those people who bought condos to rent on Airbnb are sitting on empty units, bleeding cash every month. The mortgage payment, the HOA fee, the insurance, all going out with no rental income coming in. And if you're finding this information valuable, drop a like on this video to help others discover this analysis. The tourism softness is real. Visitor counts to Las Vegas are showing weakness compared to the peak years of 2022 and 2023. Conventions are not filling hotels like they used to. Business travel hasn't fully recovered to pre-pandemic levels. All of this filters down to the condo rental market. Average rents for condos have been sliding for 6 months straight. In areas near the Strip, vacancy rates are hitting 7.6%. These investors are competing against 12,000 new apartment units that came online in the last 2 years. Owners are offering 2 months free rent, paying broker fees, throwing in furniture packages, doing anything to get tenants. New construction has completely frozen up. After 2025, the pipeline for new condo towers is basically empty. No major projects are breaking ground. No developers are announcing new high-rise residential buildings. When builders stop building in Las Vegas, you know something is seriously wrong. The luxury market is in freefall. There are over 100 condos listed above $1 million right now. Last month, only 10 luxury condos sold. We're seeing price cuts of $300,000, $400,000, even $500,000 on penthouses. The Waldorf Astoria is seeing units that were listed at $3.5 million, selling for $2.8 million. That's a $700,000 haircut. Now here's where the governor comes into the picture. Governor Joe Lombardo hasn't issued any panic statements, but behind the scenes there are serious discussions happening about housing affordability, property insurance costs, and the health of Nevada's real estate market. The state's economy is heavily tied to real estate. Property tax revenues fund schools, police, infrastructure. When real estate softens, it affects everything. The concern isn't just about condos. It's about what the condo market might be signaling for the broader housing market. If condos are the canary in the coal mine, what does a 60% increase in inventory tell us about where single-family homes might be headed? Nevada's population growth, which was explosive during the pandemic, has slowed significantly. By 2024 and into 2025, that growth has moderated substantially. Fewer people moving in means less demand for housing. Less demand means more inventory. More inventory means price pressure. Property insurance is another factor getting attention at the state level. Insurance costs in Nevada have risen 15 to 30% in some areas over the last 2 years. For condo owners, this is on top of the HOA fees and special assessments. A condo that might have cost $1,200 a month in total carrying costs 2 years ago is now costing $1,700 or $1,800. Buyers are looking at these numbers and walking away. The investor market has completely dried up. During the pandemic, investors were buying everything they could get their hands on. That era is over. Investor purchases are down 65% from their peak in 2021. Without investors propping up demand, the market has to rely on actual end users, and there just aren't enough of them at current prices. Financing is another huge issue. Getting a mortgage for a condo is harder than getting one for a single-family home. Lenders look at the financial health of the HOA, the percentage of units that are rented versus owner-occupied, whether the building is involved in any litigation. If too many units are rented out, the building might not qualify for conventional financing. If the HOA has less than 6 months of reserves, lenders get nervous. The FHA has strict condo requirements. A building has to be on the FHA-approved list, and many Las Vegas high-rises aren't, which eliminates a huge pool of potential buyers. VA loans have similar restrictions, so you're left with buyers who can either pay cash or qualify for conventional financing, and that's a much smaller universe. If you own a condo in Las Vegas right now, you need to be realistic about your situation. If you bought in the last 3 years, there's a good chance you're either underwater or very, very close to it. If you need to sell, you're competing with thousands of other units, and buyers have all the leverage. If you're thinking about buying a condo in Las Vegas, this could actually be an opportunity, but you need to be very careful. Don't catch a falling knife. Do your homework on the HOA. Get 3 years of financial statements. Look at the reserve fund. Ask about upcoming special assessments. Talk to other owners in the building. For investors, the math has to make sense from day one. You cannot count on appreciation to bail you out. If the rental income doesn't cover your mortgage, HOA, insurance, taxes, and maintenance with a cushion for vacancies? Don't buy it. The broader question is what happens next. Do we see a continued slow bleed with prices gradually declining? Or do we see a more rapid correction if interest rates stay elevated and inventory keeps building? A lot depends on factors outside of Nevada's control. What does the Federal Reserve do with interest rates? How's the national economy performing? What we can say with confidence is that the easy money has been made. The people who bought condos in 2019 or 2020 and sold in 2021 or 2022 made out like bandits. The people who bought in 2022 or 2023 are hurting right now. And anyone buying today needs to have a very clear strategy and realistic expectations. The state government is watching this closely because real estate is such a massive part of Nevada's economy. If the condo market problems spread to single-family homes, if foreclosures start ticking up significantly, that affects tax revenues, employment in construction and real estate, consumer spending, basically everything. There are some policy discussions happening around HOA reform, making it harder for associations to foreclose over small amounts, requiring more transparency in HOA finances, limiting how much fees can increase in a single year. None of this has been enacted yet, but the conversations are happening. The insurance situation is also on the radar. Nevada isn't facing the same insurance crises as Florida or California, but costs are rising. There's not a lot the state can do about private insurance rates, but they're looking at options to stabilize the market. Here's the bottom line. The Las Vegas condo market is under serious stress in 2025. Inventory is way up, sales are way down, prices are softening, and owners are feeling the squeeze from high HOA fees, special assessments, and rising insurance costs. This isn't a full-blown crash like 2008, at least not yet, but it's a significant correction that has the attention of everyone from individual home owners to the governor's office. If you're involved in this market in any way, you need to stay informed, be realistic about valuations, and make decisions based on fundamentals, not hope. The market is telling us something right now, and it's speaking pretty loudly if you're willing to listen. Thanks for watching this breaking coverage. If you want to stay on top of major real estate developments and market shifts, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. I'll continue following this story and bringing you updates as the situation develops. I'll see you in the next one.